Have you ever noticed how some people seem to take offense at the slightest remark? What if I told you that their reaction says far more about them than it does about you? Let's unravel this phenomenon through the lens of Stoicism, and discover how you can remain calm and unshaken in the face of someone else's indignation. At its core, being easily offended stems from insecurity. People who react strongly to minor slights often base their sense of worth on external validation. In Stoic terms, they've placed their happiness in things outside their control, like the opinions of others. Epictetus, a former slave and Stoic philosopher, reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Insecurity creates a fragile emotional foundation. Those who are easily offended may feel the need to constantly defend their self-worth, as though it were under perpetual threat. This emotional fragility often leads to magnifying small issues into perceived personal attacks, further emphasizing their vulnerability. Over time, this cycle can become self-reinforcing, as each instance of offense validates their belief that the world is critical of them. Furthermore, societal factors also contribute to this sensitivity. In an age of social media, where likes, shares, and comments are often equated with self-value, the line between constructive feedback and personal attack becomes blurred. Many people have become conditioned to interpret even neutral remarks through a lens of defensiveness. When someone is offended, they've allowed their emotions to dictate their response, rather than examining the situation calmly. Stoicism teaches us that this lack of control over one's emotional reactions often stems from a misunderstanding of what truly matters. By redirecting their focus inward, to their character, actions, and mindset, they could shift from a defensive to a reflective stance, reducing the grip of external opinions. Reflection. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt offended? Was it because of what someone said, or how you interpreted it? This distinction is key to understanding and managing our emotional responses. Additionally, reflect on whether the offense was rooted in something within your control, such as your reaction, or something beyond it, like another person's behavior. Recognizing this difference can help you build emotional resilience over time. Marcus Aurelius taught, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When someone takes offense, their reaction is rooted in their internal struggles, fear, insecurity, or even past wounds. Often, such reactions are a manifestation of unresolved personal challenges or past experiences that have shaped their perspective. It's not about your words, but their interpretation of them, which is often colored by their own biases and fears. Instead of taking their reaction personally, reframe it as an opportunity to practice empathy. Empathy allows you to see beyond the surface and recognize that their response might stem from an emotional wound or a place of vulnerability. Ask yourself, what might this person be struggling with? Perhaps they are feeling unseen, unheard, or even misunderstood. By focusing on understanding rather than judgment, you not only protect your peace, but also cultivate compassion. Compassion doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but rather acknowledging that their reaction is more about them than you. Take a moment to consider how Marcus Aurelius himself might approach such a situation. He would likely remind us that everyone carries burdens invisible to others, and these burdens shape how they interpret the world. Recognizing this truth helps dissolve any personal offense you might feel and replaces it with a sense of calm understanding. When you reframe their reaction as a reflection of their struggles, you shield your inner peace and create room for meaningful interaction. Practical exercise. The next time someone reacts strongly, take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is about their perspective, not mine. As you exhale, visualize their reaction as a wave crashing against a rock, strong initially but dissipating quickly. Respond with calmness and kindness, reinforcing your own emotional resilience. Additionally, practice asking questions that might help the other person feel seen and heard, such as, "Can you tell me more about why you feel this way?" or "What's been on your mind lately?" These small gestures can shift the energy of the interaction and potentially lead to a more constructive conversation. Navigating interactions with those who are easily offended can be challenging, but it also provides an opportunity to cultivate patience, empathy, and emotional strength. The following strategies, rooted in Stoic philosophy, are designed to help you maintain your inner peace while dealing with sensitive individuals. By focusing on what you can control and letting go of external validation, you can respond to these situations with clarity and grace. Detach from outcomes. You can't control how someone reacts, but you can control how you respond. Stay true to your values, speak with honesty and respect, and let go of the need for approval. This practice involves focusing on your intentions rather than being attached to how your words or actions are received. Detachment from outcomes fosters resilience and ensures your emotional state isn't dictated by external reactions. Practical tip: before engaging with someone, take a moment to clarify your own intentions. Ask yourself, am I acting with integrity and kindness? This clarity can anchor you, reducing the likelihood of being swayed by their response. Practice emotional detachment. Epictetus encourages us to separate what we can control from what we can't. If someone's reaction is out of your hands, why waste energy trying to manage it? Instead, focus on maintaining your composure and inner peace. By recognizing that their emotions are their own responsibility, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Practical tip: if you feel your emotions rising in response to someone else's reaction, pause and breathe deeply. Use a mantra like, "This is not mine to carry." Over time, this habit will train your mind to respond with calmness instead of reactivity. Led by example. When others see your calmness in the face of their outrage, it can inspire them to reflect on their own behavior. Your steadiness becomes a mirror, showing them a better way to handle conflict. Demonstrating self-restraint and composure sets a powerful example that words alone cannot achieve. Practical tip: the next time you encounter someone's overreaction, consciously choose to lower your voice, maintain open body language, and use phrases like, "I see where you're coming from." This not only diffuses tension, but also models grace under pressure. Set boundaries. As Epictetus said, associate with those who make a better man of you. If someone constantly seeks offense and thrives on drama, it may be time to limit their influence in your life. Boundaries aren't just about protecting yourself. They're about creating a space where mutual respect can thrive. Practical tip: practice saying no gracefully. For example, if someone's negativity is draining, you might say, "I value our relationship, but I need to step back to focus on maintaining my peace." Reinforce this boundary with consistent action, avoiding situations that compromise your mental clarity. Pro tip: view every interaction with an easily offended person as training for your Stoic mindset. Each moment of patience and restraint builds your character and reinforces your inner strength. To deepen this practice, consider journaling after challenging encounters, noting what you learned and how you grew from the experience. And what happens when someone offends us? Our natural instinct may be to react impulsively or allow anger to take over. Yet, Stoicism provides us with an alternative, teaching that moments of offense can be powerful catalysts for personal growth and self-improvement. By consciously shifting your mindset, you can transform challenges into valuable lessons that fortify your character and emotional resilience. See offense as a mirror. Every situation that triggers a strong emotional reaction is a unique opportunity to examine your internal state. Use these moments to reflect deeply and ask yourself, why am I feeling triggered? Could this point to an insecurity or unresolved issue within me? Does my reaction align with my values, or am I letting my emotions dictate my behavior? What virtue, such as patience, humility, or resilience, can I cultivate in this moment? Recognizing offense as a mirror allows you to turn the focus inward and explore areas of potential growth, instead of placing blame externally. Practical tip: when you feel offended, commit to a pause. Take a deep breath and ground yourself in the present moment. This brief pause provides the mental space needed to approach the situation constructively, rather than reacting defensively. Consider repeating an affirmation like, "This is an opportunity to grow." Focus on long-term growth. Think of every offense as a test of your inner strength and discipline. Just as physical muscles grow stronger through resistance, your virtues are developed through overcoming emotional challenges. Each instance of staying composed and compassionate reinforces your ability to act with integrity. Practical tip: start a growth log. Dedicate a notebook or digital space to document moments when you felt tested. Write about what happened, how you reacted, and what you learned. Review these entries periodically to observe patterns and celebrate progress. This practice not only tracks your growth, but also serves as a reminder of your capability to evolve. Redefine success in interactions. In Stoic terms, success isn't measured by the ability to dominate a conversation or prove your point. Instead, it lies in maintaining your integrity and self-control. Walking away from conflict with your values intact is a victory that strengthens your inner peace. Practical tip: adopt a mantra like, "My success lies in my composure." Repeat this quietly to yourself whenever you feel provoked, to reinforce your focus on long-term growth over short-term satisfaction. Reframe offense as feedback. Sometimes, offense can reveal truths or perspectives we may not have considered. Approach each instance with curiosity. What might this situation be teaching you about yourself, your relationships, or your expectations? Practical tip: ask questions like, "What can I learn from this interaction?" Or, "Is there a way I could improve my communication or boundaries?" Even difficult moments can be transformed into valuable insights when approached with an open mind. By reframing moments of offense as opportunities to practice and develop Stoic virtues, you empower yourself to navigate challenges with grace. Over time, these practices build a foundation of inner strength, enabling you to face life's provocations with a calm, composed, and resilient spirit. Seneca wisely observed, "He who is offended when insulted is like a man who would run into battle unarmed." In other words, choosing offense leaves you defenseless. Instead of reacting impulsively, use such moments to reflect on your own growth and develop a deeper sense of inner strength. When you feel offended, consider it a signal to pause and reevaluate. These moments can serve as opportunities to fine-tune your emotional responses and align your actions with your highest values. Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to external events are within our control. Recognizing this empowers us to choose responses that reflect calmness, dignity, and wisdom. Ask yourself, am I acting in alignment with my values, such as patience, kindness, or self-control? Reflect on whether your reaction honors the principles you strive to live by. Imagine how you'd feel looking back on this moment days later. Would you be proud of your response? Is this situation worth my energy, or am I magnifying it beyond its true significance? Consider the larger context. Will this issue matter in a week, a month, or even a year? Often, we find that many triggers are fleeting and do not warrant the level of energy we initially give them. How can I grow stronger and wiser through this challenge? Each test of your composure is an opportunity to practice and refine your resilience. What virtue, like patience, empathy, or humility, can you consciously strengthen in this moment? Is there a lesson here about how I perceive others or manage my own expectations? Perhaps this moment highlights a recurring pattern in how you approach certain situations or individuals. Use it as a cue to examine your assumptions and adapt for future encounters. Additionally, consider adopting reflective techniques that bring clarity and growth. Reframe the situation. Instead of viewing an offense as a personal attack, interpret it as a challenge to enhance your emotional discipline. For example, if someone criticizes you harshly, see it as an exercise in maintaining composure and analyzing whether the feedback contains useful insights. View these moments as practice for strengthening your emotional muscles. Gratitude for challenges. Cultivate gratitude for moments that test your patience and fortitude. Acknowledge how these experiences shape your growth and deepen your understanding of yourself. By reframing challenges as gifts, you shift your perspective from one of frustration to one of empowerment. Focus on your inner dialogue. Pay close attention to the narrative running through your mind when you feel offended. Are your thoughts realistic and grounded, or are they amplifying the situation unnecessarily? Replace unproductive thoughts with affirmations like, I choose to respond calmly and thoughtfully. Over time, this practice rewires your mental patterns to prioritize constructive thinking. Expand your perspective. Remind yourself that everyone carries unseen struggles. The person who offended you may be acting from a place of pain or misunderstanding. Recognizing this can foster compassion and soften your reaction, helping you approach the situation with grace rather than judgment. Journaling exercise. At the end of the day, take some time to reflect deeply on moments where you felt tested by someone else's sensitivity. Begin by writing down the following. Describe the trigger. What was the exact situation that caused your emotional response? Be specific. Include who was involved, what was said or done, and the context in which it occurred. Was it a comment, an action, or a perceived slight? Analyze your initial reaction. How did you react in the moment? Did your response align with your core values, such as patience, kindness, or composure? Write about any physical sensations, thoughts, or impulses you noticed. Identify alternative responses. Reflect on how you could handle similar situations in the future. What could you do differently to embody greater self-control, empathy, or understanding? Could you have paused before responding, rephrased your words, or chosen to walk away? Extract the lesson. What did this experience teach you about yourself, others, or your values? Identify one actionable insight or takeaway. For instance, Did it reveal a sensitivity of your own, a boundary you need to set, or an opportunity for growth? Add depth to the practice. As you journal, expand your reflection by exploring underlying patterns. Are certain people or topics more likely to trigger you? What can you do to prepare yourself for these recurring challenges? Additionally, consider ending each journal entry with a moment of gratitude. For example, I'm grateful for the chance to practice patience today, or this experience taught me how to pause and choose my words carefully. Over time, you'll notice your ability to remain calm and composed growing significantly stronger. Consistent journaling not only helps you process emotions, but also acts as a powerful tool for tracking your progress and celebrating even small victories in personal growth. Eventually, situations that once seemed overwhelming will transform into moments where you can shine with wisdom, resilience, and grace. Let your journal become a testament to how far you've come, serving as both a guide and a source of inspiration for future challenges. As you move through this week, commit to practicing these Stoic principles in your interactions. When faced with someone who takes offense easily, let their reaction be a lesson, not a trigger. Stay grounded in what you can control, and watch how your calmness transforms not only your perspective but also the energy around you. Have you experienced situations where someone took offense easily? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who might need it. Together, let's cultivate resilience and wisdom in the face of life's challenges.